Rhizomatic revisionism and perpetual systemic attrition. Unlike Orwell's centralized authoritarianism, today's control mechanisms function more like rhizomes, sprawling, decentralized, self-propagating networks where power is diffuse, adaptive, and regenerative. The system no longer requires a single, visible authority imposing revisionism from above. Instead, revisionism is enacted perpetually, laterally, and algorithmically, with mutating as needed to maintain its dominance. Rhizomatic revisionism, the living memory hole. Where the old model of revisionism worked through top-down erasure, today's system revises reality in motion across distributed nodes, so that there is no singular point of censorship, only an endless recomposition of the official version of reality. Instead of books being rewritten, search results are dynamically adjusted. Instead of history being erased, it is buried under infinite updates. Instead of censorship, the system promotes endless reinterpretations, not to deepen understanding, but to create a fog of endless relativism, where no version of the past remains stable or authoritative. Reality is no longer controlled through deletion, but through mutation. Revisionism occurs not at a single moment in time, but as a constant process, ensuring that the past is always shifting, always being reformatted to fit the present narrative imperatives. Perpetual systemic attrition, wearing down the outliers. Those who don't conform to the self-perpetuating, self-revising machine are subject to systemic attrition, not a singular purge, but an ongoing war of exhaustion. This operates through algorithmic negation. If you are not surfaced, you do not exist. Social and economic precarity. Those who resist are slowly but inevitably drained of energy, resources, and platforms. Psychological exhaustion, an endless cycle of false starts, fleeting visibility, and abrupt erasure designed to erode resistance over time. Unlike old-school repression, which relied on fear and force, this model functions through passive attrition, letting dissidents struggle until they wear themselves out. The goal isn't to eliminate opposition outright, but to let it fizzle, fragment, and disintegrate. The system that never needs to declare war. This is the difference. The old world of totalitarian control needed enemies, needed to define oppositional forces to justify its mechanisms of oppression. But the new world doesn't need to make enemies. It simply renders them irrelevant, unfindable, unable to sustain themselves long enough to matter. The system does not need to attack you if it can simply wait for you to disappear. It does not need to rewrite your story if it can smother it beneath layers of content churn. It does not need to silence you if it can erode your will to speak at all. The future is not a boot stamping on a human face. It is an infinite scroll where the past, the real, and the human dissolve into perpetual systemic drift.